Mic check, mic check, mic check. What's going on? Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, let me know that you can hear me by saying I can hear you or yeah, or throw a thumbs up if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Short show today. I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh wait a minute, hold on. What's up, Crystal Worldwright? My sandbox from the Fae. She says, happy birthday to my favorite person in the whole wide world, Mia. What's going on, Mia? Happy birthday to you from your Uncle Randy. Happy birthday from Uncle Wyatt. Happy birthday from the Wyatt Live family. I want to say happy birthday to Mia. You know what? I would have been prepared. I had a rap verse. I was gonna do my rap for her or something, but I don't want to lose the air. I don't want to lose the crowd. If I start rapping, I might, they might just boo my ass or something, and it won't be a show at all today. So I'm just gonna say it the way I know how to say it, and that is happy birthday to you, niece. Happy birthday. You're growing up as pretty as your mama. Yeah. Y'all got good genes over there. Your mama, your grandmama, your granny, all of you. Y'all got great genes. So I want to say happy birthday once again to Mia. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Happy birthday, girl. Let me just make sure I got everybody in here. What is Mia Nisa? Is it Nisa? I just call it Mia. I don't know. Mamas always be extra and shit. I didn't even want my kids to have middle names because my wife got a little country in her and shit. And I never liked when people grow up calling people three names at one time. Jana Marie, Eric, Curly, Earls, Massey, Capone, get your ass over here. That just sounds so crazy to me. Vanessa Parker, Pisa Takatika, Fuku Parker, get your ass over here. That just sound crazy to me. That's just me though. It's just some country shit about it. I ain't never seen. It's just some country shit about it. I don't know what it is. That's just me. And I know the majority of people that watch this program probably been called out by three or four names by your granny or your mama and them, and it's probably ain't funny to you, but you know what I'm saying is true. Vanessa Parker, Pizza Taka, Tiffany, Heidi, Hovia, get your ass over here. I know when your ass is in trouble when you get three, four names on you. But what's good with everybody? Welcome to the 1 p.m. I'm a little late, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have a note. I don't have notes. I don't have anything. Y'all can see I'm in the studio here. I'm on the other side of my studio here at the crib, and I have not prepared a damn thing. I got a few things on deck, but I just hit the power button because I wasn't really coming. But the only reason why I came today is because I love you and all of that. And, I can lie. I can sit here and be perping and shit, but I'm not going to do that. I came because I came to defend myself from yesterday. And I came just to, talk to the family for a few minutes. As I said, I won't be here very long today. So I'm going to do what I need to do. Get as much in as I possibly can. I got one more receipt. I know y'all tired of that Cat Williams stuff, aren't you? People tired of that Cat Williams stuff. You know who tired of Cat Williams right now? Liars. People that lie all the damn time. Y'all tired of Cat Williams. The people that get talked about the most, to get lied on, we love every cash register receipt that comes to the internet. We love every time that a piece of evidence that the truth of what he was saying comes to the forefront. We love it. And the reason why we love it is because we've been to Cat Williams before, all of us. All of us has been in a position that people talk and say things about you, and you don't really have no way of proving it, not at the current moment, because some things, like gumbo, it takes some time. You put all this stuff in it, and it takes some time to get perfected in its taste. You got to let it marinate. Well, stories are like that too. I know a whole lot of people that are the smart guys and the intelligent ones, and telling about some people a bunch of false information, and they sound smart doing it until the rebuttal comes out and the receipts and the cash registers start ringing, tink 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 tink, and here come all the receipts of what somebody else was saying was the truth. My favorite line, and I learned this from my granny. I learned this one from my granny. I would love to take um, full credit for it. But since I've been saying it for 35, 40 years in my life, I'll take as much credit as I can. My granny used to always say, you have to learn to let people be in their own truth at their time. And when you get an opportunity to confront them, then you do it. But meanwhile, you just tell them this: hey, man, stop talking bad about me. I'll stop telling the truth about you when you stop lying on me. Y'all have heard me say that a whole lot of times. And that's people, the good guys, we get it bad. But if you're a good guy and you got patience, it'll pay off in the end. People that talk bad about you and everybody goes wild when they talk bad about you and you the bad guy and all that old stuff. I've been that guy a long time, well before Wyatt Live, well before this program. I was the bad guy. And mainly because I moved around a lot. And when I would get to like a lunchroom cafeteria of my new school, I always knew, it took me some time to learn this. I would always understand that the first ones to approach you are usually the snakes. Those aren't the ones that really want to be your friend. Those are the ones that want to try to figure you out. They want to know if you're a good guy, bad guy, if you can fight, if you can't fight. They want to know if you're a pushover. They want to know if they can take your lunch money. They want to know what they can say or do about it. Now, if you're irrelevant, they don't care. If you're some bumpy on the log, if you just don't look like a factor to them, they don't pay you any attention. But don't come into the new school, be the slick kid, and the girls are paying attention to you. You could be a problem. You could be a problem. And that was my problem sometimes. Sometimes, I was looked upon as a threat for the guys that were already there and was busting moves and was the popular guys and all that. They didn't want to see no guy like me coming. So what they do, they send somebody or they would come themselves and try to act like they my friend. And they would want information so they can kind of either bring me in to stay close with them. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Anyway, listen, I got a couple things I want to talk about today. I got a couple receipts. I heard a topic on the radio today that I would love to talk about a little bit. I'm not going to cover it a lot because y'all know that this is where I get my bad image and my bad name as Wyatt on this platform when I start talking about men and women relationships, men not being married, women not marrying the men that they had kids with and all that. I try not to touch into that tall grass because it get a little sticky and nasty over there. It really do. But I'm going to talk about it anyway. Because I feel like it. It's 2024, damn it. And I've been saying it since 2020. And I ain't changing up. But I heard on the radio today just a little bit from the young lady that was hosting the show, which I think she does a great job. I think she has it hard. What is her name? Raven? Okay, I'm going to give Raven the benefit of anybody's doubt, including my own. Y'all got to understand, her audience, the audience on that radio station is not her age group. So y'all got to understand, that's like me sitting down listening to somebody that's 14 and 15 years old, and I think I'm about to be cool and be, like engaged in a conversation. Have you, look, I got an 18-year-old. I can't sit down and listen to my 18-year-old daughter and her friends. I'm well removed from that conversation. Nothing about it is cool to me. It might be tripped out. I might find it a little bit funny, but I can't hold a conversation with my 18-year-old daughter and her friends. I'm TikTok played out. I'm all of that shit. I can't do it. The TikToks that they send me every day from school, they think the shit is hilarious. And I very seldom open them up at this point. They done sent me 200-300 over the years. I don't even open them up that much anymore. I just let them send them to me and I just be like, oh, I know that ain't gonna be funny either. But you got to understand, the young lady over there at the radio station is kind of like the young blood that the old heads, they're just not going to be engaged into how they might like the topics, but they're not going to have the same outlook. They're not going to, some of them will, because some of them just going shit. You know what I'm saying? If they coming through the loudspeaker of the radio, they there. They all forward. Yeah, you right. You right. They should TikTok. Yeah, that's the dopest shit in the world, girl. Hell yeah. Floyd, download that TikTok. They ain't even seen no damn TikTok. But they agreeing with the shit that's over there. This is how it is. I got some blowback. Somebody told me that I be hating on Mr. Ware on the radio. I don't hate on Mr. Ware on the radio. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Have I ever shot a personal shot at that? That's some hater shit when you get personal. I don't say anything personal. If I disagree or say anything that might be construed as being negative, it's always pertaining to something that was said. What's wrong with having a difference of opinion? Oh, so now we live in a world that only the things that you talk about are right and can't stand to be put up to a magnifying glass or can't be rebutted? I mean, is that the world we live in now, that nobody can have a difference of opinion? You're mad at me because I say, and I read some DMs yesterday. You mad at me because I say they talk about Trump every day. Other than today, I don't know because I didn't listen to it today like that. But every day that he's on the radio, he brings up the dirty Republicans and Trump as if it's part of the daily script on purpose. Nobody would do that if it wasn't planned to be that way. Nobody would talk about somebody every day if it wasn't kind of like supposed to be that way. Explain to me how you're going to talk about somebody every day that you don't like, and it's not on purpose to make that person look bad or you want everybody to hate them like you do. Who do that? Who do that in real world? Who go to their friend's house and every day y'all sit there or get on the phone, girl, you know, Damon ain't shit. And you talk to your girlfriend about Damon every day. What your friend gonna say? And if you that friend, what you gonna say to your girlfriend if you talking about Damon every day ain't shit? You must love Damon. Or somebody that sent you, you think I'm messing with Damon, girl? Because I'm not. Why do you bring up Damon all the damn time? How is Tim, your new boyfriend? How's he doing? I mean, I'm just saying. Who talks about somebody that's not even the president every day? You talk about more than you talk about your current. Explain that. Explain to me how you could possibly talk about your ex-boyfriend more than you talk about your current boyfriend. What would that tell anybody that you're talking to? I see. So don't tell me that I'm hating on somebody because I'm just observant. I just see what you might not see. Maybe I'm not part of that game. Maybe that's just why I say what I say. But I've never taken a personal shot. I've never said anything personal. I've never said that no one's talented. They ain't got no talent. You know, I wasn't on no Cat Williams shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never done that. I ain't never said nothing to stop anybody from wanting to see him or watch him. I ain't never said you a dumb MF to be over there. I ain't never said nothing like that. So don't put that on me. And the only reason why I'm in this mode right now about it is because of the DMs that I seen yesterday when people was like, you always, and when Fame called, I said his name. He can call if he want to. Just like Fame. Fame said it on the air yesterday. You always going in on the older dude, Mr. Ware. Huh? I'm always, huh? On him, like what? They go in on him about the clothes that he wear and all that. I think he dressed fine. His own audience be like, oh, take that shirt. No, I don't do that. I only talk about the topics. What's wrong with that? Somebody explain to me what's wrong with that. Is that hate? Or is that just having a difference of opinion? We'll let that ride. Yeah, somebody was like, Fame said it yesterday. You always going in off, on the old man. What did I ever say other than what we talking? Whatever he talked about, that gives me some ammunition. Now, if he says something that's 100, I'm with him. I always be like, yeah, that's some truth. Yeah, I'm with him on that. But see, I say some things about some people that you've grown to just love. See, you've grown to love. Let me just say this to you. Let me just say this to you. Whether you want to hear this or not, and it might be a little insensitive, but sometimes I can be that way. You know, an abused child loves their parent. A kid that's been abused mentally and physically by a parent. If a parent was to get into an accident or something was to happen to that parent, even children will cry and weep for a parent that's been abusive to them. So love can be unconditional. I understand that. Love can be truly unconditional. But you ever thought that maybe sometimes you can love someone? It's okay to love somebody that's been abusive to you, but it don't mean everything that they given you, all the information and all the teachings and all the things that they about, it may not be good for you. I mean, I know abusive kids will weep and cry if they abusive parent was hit by a car and died. Psychologically, that child is attached to an abusive person, and that trauma has become a normal situation. And I know some people are like, well, where are you going with this, Wyatt? Sometimes you've been talked to and abused and told some shit that ain't true, and you've learned to live with it. You adapted to it. Trauma has become a normal thing for you. And even if somebody's telling you the wrong thing, you learn to accept it. And maybe I'm just that guy that's telling some trauma people or people that's been traumatized some things that they don't want to hear. I'm talking about your abusive ass parent. You don't want to hear it. I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about something that they said. What's wrong with that? You rather not hear an objective, or someone that might be counter to whatever you tell. You don't want to hear a difference of an opinion. That sounds crazy. Let me see who we at. Where we at? Emmanuel Livingston, what's up, bro? He says, "Is it hate when you don't like what they like?" No, it is not. It is not. And see, here's how you can tell the difference. If they're saying something that I don't like, I'll give my opinion. But if I dog them for feeling the way they feel, that could be a sign of hate. If I just go in on an individual because of how they feel about whatever situation it is, and then I start going in on personally, like they do me. See, that's the difference between people that think logically and people that just make their point and move on. A made up mind will argue with you, and then all of a sudden, the white flag comes when they start getting personal and calling you names, coon, conspiracy coon, and all that old shit. See, I ain't got time for all that. That's fine. All I'm saying to you is this. If you go to your job one day and you have a personal opinion about something that's on the board to do for that day, and you disagree with it, and you go to the supervisor and you tell the supervisor, look, I don't really feel like this is right. I don't really think we should be doing it like this, and blah, blah, blah. And the supervisor say, go take your ass back over in the assembly line and do the way what we told you to do. Is that you having hate because you don't want to do it that way? Or is it that you feel maybe something's not right about the process? Something's just not right. I don't know. We get emotional. Get emotional in our feelings. Been about that check. What's good, bro? He says they brainwash, gullible, and naive, Wyatt. Sometimes you got to just say it like it is. Well, let me say something about that, because one of the people that I seen that made a comment about how I do what I do, they clearly said, they were looking for me to come on the air, and they wanted to know if I was coming on the air. And then they made a statement about how I feel about the host, Mr. Ware. And then they also said that I think that all of the callers, that all of the viewers are brainwashed. I don't think that. You know how I know that? And I'm going to say some real shit. It's 2024. I'm about to keep it 100 with you. You know why I don't believe all of the not callers, but the listeners are brainwashed? Because you would be surprised how many of them actually reach out to me. When I see them downtown at the courthouse, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them that DM me or send me messages. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them that watch this show right here. A lot of them reach out to me and they say things like, did you hear that crazy shit? A lot of them say things like, yeah, we know that ain't the truth. And I'm talking about legal professionals. I'm talking about people that clearly know that the argument that's being had at the present time has no legal bearing. It's not really logical, but they just don't. 95% of the people that watch this show, 95% of the show, 95% of the people that watch the radio show or listen to it or watch it on Facebook, whatever, Don't engage in the show. Don't call. Don't send messages. Don't do nothing. 95% of the people are just listening. So it's hard to say who's actually believing everything because 95% of the people don't engage and don't give an opinion. So it's hard to tell. I know that everybody that listens don't believe it. I know they don't. Because you would have to just be a dummy to believe everything that's being said about certain things. And logic don't even, I mean, logically, it just doesn't make any sense. I heard a lady say today the reason the host, like I said, she does a really good job. I mean, she's just a different age demographic than a lot of people that's been listening to the show for a long time. That's against her. Whether we want to admit it or not, she may not even see it that way. I see it that way. I think that the age demographic is just different for her, and it's an uphill battle right now for her. That's just my opinion. I think she does a great job. Her opinion is based on her age. Nothing's wrong with that. I heard them talk about today, and I want to talk about this a little bit. They were talking about men and women in a relationship. And I think Raven, I think that's her name. Raven said something to the nature of she had a conversation with a white guy about how these men are a little bit different in how they treat their women or whatever. But she got some type of message in the screen. And in that message screen, it says something like this. And it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. No shot at her because she didn't write it. She just read it. And it says something to the nature of white women are born to trust their men, and black women are born to challenge their men or to be untrusting of their men. Now, I don't know who brought that to the table. I don't know who the hell wrote that. I don't know who wrote that. I don't know who wrote that. But I don't. Let me. Can I give my based on that? Can I give my opinion on that? And I hate getting into the white women, black women thing. I hate getting into that. And this might sound a little old school cliche, but I think the reason why white women have more success, and when I say success, it don't mean like winning. I mean success of getting married and things of that nature. A lot of it has to do with the fact that they may tolerate more than a black woman would. But there's an explanation for that as well. Now, this is just my opinion and watching some of my friends, and y'all act like when white people are married all the time that shit is gravy, like everything is perfect and white picket fence and the big house and everything is gravy, when in fact they have side pieces and all the things that run in relationships. They do the same shit. They had a pretty little secretary, and that's the girlfriend. So don't make it sound like because maybe they have a better success rate of imagery. Get what I'm saying to you? I'll give them that without sounding prejudiced, because I think what I'm saying is some real shit. And anybody want to contest it, feel free to call the numbers on the screen. I just think that white women have a better success rate of being like, I got to say it the way I know how to say it. I just think they perp better than black women. And I ain't talking about, how they dress and all that. I'm talking about, I just think that they can make life look so much more grand and more so than black women can. I just don't think black women put up with the shit like white women do, because think about it. I'm going to say something that's going to be a little insensitive, and I'm sorry. But if you see a sister walking down the street, the first thing don't come to you. If you as a man, if you about to look at her, what's your impression? The first thing you say is, I wonder if she got a dude. You're not wondering if she has a husband. You're not wondering that. Now, when a white dude, and I ain't no white dude, but I can tell you the conversations I've had. When a white dude approach a white woman, he asks her, are you married? Do black men ask that of black women? Subconsciously. See, now y'all might think I'm attacking, y'all might think I'm on some bullshit, but I'm just telling you how I see it. This is just my opinion. When brothers try to talk to sisters, the factor of her may being married don't enter a lot of our minds. We might think she got a dude. You fucking with somebody right now? You got a dude? Yeah, I bet he can't do what I can do. I bet I do. You know me, I'm Floyd. That's how we do it. But now, and I love to put this on the table for my sisters. Crystal Wheelwright, my real ones, the ones that speak the truth and not afraid to tell the truth. When a man approach you, did he ask you as a black woman, as a sister, does he ask you if you married? Or does he ask you if you got a dude? Now, let's flip the script. Now, I know some of y'all are already thinking he think white people better than us. No, I'm just trying to show you why people would write something in the column to the young lady Raven, why they would say something like that and feel that kind of way. Because when brothers talk to sisters, we just be like, you got a dude? We don't say, you where's your husband? Are you married? Is your husband around? We don't say that. Now, white dudes see a white woman, and their engagement, their conversation is, are you married? Are you engaged? Are you with someone? And things of that nature. They kind of expect their women to be married. So that shit about white men treat women, or white women think that, I can't get into that. I can't ride with that. Let me see. Let me see a couple of the comments, because I'm walking on some. Okay, Ron says, no, you wrong, Wyatt. Okay, I can be wrong. I'm not infallible. This is my opinion. This is my opinion. So anybody that writes in, calls in, fax in, emails, and tells me how wrong I am, my feelings is not hurt. I've been living long enough now to know the difference between the two, of how brothers treat sisters and how white dudes treat people. I mean, I just know the difference, how they approach. Now, here's the thing, Ron. I'll give you the benefit of your doubt of what I'm saying, and by saying this. Maybe it's the circles that you keep. Maybe if you see a sister in a nice upscaled environment, maybe if you see a sister in a nice area, or a nice, you see her at a nice Kroger, not the Kroger where the kids doing crazy shit, and you got a spilled pickle jar that's been laying there for 3 hours. Not that type of Kroger's. I'm talking about a nice, clean Kroger's. If you see a sister at the Kroger's, you might ask her, pardon me, ma'am, as a brother, you might be like, hey, pardon me, ma'am, I was just wondering if you were married. Maybe that's when you get that kind of way. Just saying. Here's a question. Somebody said, but JD says, but if you're married, why aren't you wearing your ring? Not everybody does that. I'm one of them. My wife does. I don't. And she don't have a problem with it. We know where we are. I don't wear jewelry. Now, don't be disrespectful, Wyatt. Don't be walking out here with your Mr. T starter kit on and a ring on all fingers except for the married ring. Don't do that. That would be totally disrespectful. But my wife know I'm not into jewelry. I got a $300 Apple Watch. Got two of them. And I don't own a Rolex. I don't own any gold chains and gold jewelry. I don't own anything like that. I got my rubber band, my rubber ring. I wear that occasionally. But no, I don't wear jewelry. So that's the reason why. Let's see. I think it depends on the age. Young, you got a man. Old, are you married? That could play a part too. That could play a part too. That could play a part. Emmanuel Livingston says, I used to look at the finger. If I didn't see a ring, I assumed that she wasn't married. Well, that works sometimes. To be honest with you, most married women do wear rings. Most married women do, not all. Sierra Brooks says, wait, so single people shop at dirty Kroger stores and married people shop at clean Kroger stores? I didn't mean it that way, Sierra. I'm sorry it came off that way. I meant upscaled Krogers, because you might find upscaled conversations. And I'm talking about, maybe that sound a little elitist. I didn't mean it that way. I meant because, more likely, without trying to sound like I'm catching up on some bullshit, more likely you're gonna find a different plethora of people at certain places. I mean, let me just ask you, Sierra, if I may. I don't know if you're married or what your situation is, and I don't know if when you walk the streets, guys, come at you. But don't you think that there's a different approach of how you're talked to by guys based on your demographic, where you are in the city? Don't you feel that way? Don't you think if you go to a nightclub, you're gonna be talked to a certain way? If you at the Kroger's, you're gonna be talked to a certain way. If you're at the office, you're gonna be talked to a certain way. That's all I meant, sis. But what I'm saying to you is, yeah, they got dirty ass Kroger's in the cities. Yeah, you don't go to the outskirts. Okay, let's say I should have said the farmers market. You're not gonna find no dirty ass farmers market. You also ain't gonna find no dirty. You ain't gonna find no farmers market. In you're not gonna find one in a closer city range either. You're just not gonna find that. So at a farmers market, let me rephrase that so Sierra won't be mad at me. And she deserves this. She deserves me to clean that up. You ain't gonna find no brother at the farmers market approach a black woman and be like, "Hey, damn, God, do you damn girl?" Planet Fitness, ain't it? Planet Fitness. God, girl, you fine as hell. That ain't how it's gonna jump. A man gonna approach you with respect because he in the farmer's market. He in the farmer's market, damn it. If y'all don't know what the farmer's market is, go to the farmer's market. Um, David Herring, what's up, brother? He says, Wyatt, the Kroger in Liberty Township is cleaner than the one in Westchester. Probably so. Have you seen Westchester lately? Shots fired. For my Westchester people, I'm sorry. Have you seen Westchester lately? He's right, though. Happy birthday, Mia. There's Mia. She says hi to everyone. She's so sweet. I love these young folks that are in school to be great. Happy birthday to you, Nisi. She said thank you. Thank you for being great. Stay in them books. Leave them boys alone. Don't be talking to them boys. I seen them pictures. Your mama sent me them pictures of you. I think this like your birthday pictures or something. You better stop looking like a model, looking like them models in the magazines and stuff. You better stop. She better stop, Crystal. Emmanuel says, why don't I'm sorry, Wyatt, don't let Sierra Brooks punk you out. Single women shop at the dirty Kroger's. You said what you said. Well, yeah, they do. And single women be at the farmer's market. I mean, I'm just saying, if you want some fresh vegetables and some nice stuff. Mia said I got a 3.9. Dean's List. I'm focused. I know you are. I was just making conversation. That girl, your mama will tell you why I said that. Your mama will tell you why I said that because girls love to be called cute because when y'all are, even the ones that's not that cute, they want to be called cute. But when you know you cute, it feel good when somebody tell you you're cute. So I'm just telling you, I got baby girls in your age. I got 2 of them myself, and I know they love to be called cute. So that's why I said that. But I meant it. All right. Yeah, Crystal said my baby is gorgeous. She get it from her mama. Y'all should have seen Crystal when she was younger. Not saying she ain't cute now. I'm just saying when we was young, Crystal was pulling them. They was coming up to her like they do at the Dirty Krogers. Oh, baby, God, baby, Planet Fitness. I'm just playing. Just playing, Crystal. Just playing. But anyway, let's get to it. Hey, I know I cut off what I was saying, but I don't care. I'm ready to move on. I only got another few minutes. Listen. Have y'all heard what Vivica Fox said? Did y'all hear that? Wait a minute, let me see if I got the picture. Y'all know Taraji P. Now I ain't about to put the black woman versus the black woman. That ain't that type of party. It ain't that. It ain't that. I ain't even gonna talk about it. I just want to make y'all aware of it. Taraji P. Henson, who was complaining about her money in Hollywood, not getting the money she needed and all that old stuff. And then they caught your girl, Vivica Fox, and they asked Vivica Fox how she felt about that shit. And I'll let y'all faces tell. The faces tell it all. The faces tell it all right there. We ain't about to have no beef. I ain't about to let that happen. I'm not about to let them beef over no money. That I ain't about to do that. All right. But Vivica Fox did say something about how she good. How she good. Her money good. She ain't never had no problems like Taraji P. Henson is talking about. She said she good on her money. And I said, okay then. Well, let me see if I got it. Let me see. Yeah, Katrina Stone said, Catherine Stone, pardon me. She said, sorry, the screen moving fast. She said it wasn't her issue. Yeah, let me see if I had that. Where is that? Vivica Fox. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can play this real fast. And I ain't gonna talk about it long because I don't want them beefing. It's not that. I don't even think they beefing. I just think that Vivica understands, she understands what I've been saying, and that is I expect to get paid based on the projects that I do. I'm not trying to get white Hollywood money. I am trying to get white Hollywood money, but it's not white Hollywood that's putting me in them movies like that. I'm not a lead role. And there are some black actresses that are getting some of those lead roles, and you don't hear them saying nothing about the money funny because Sony and all them know how to play. They pay. And some women are just gonna be like, they understand what they worth, and they understand that this is what I'm supposed to get based on the role that I'm doing. Let me see who agrees with Vivica Fox right here. She a little. Vivica can be a little extra. All right, she can be a little extra in her on how she do things. Vivica, I'm not. She's not the set it off Vivica Fox anymore. She's the Hollywood Vivica Fox. She's the I don't take no mess Vivica Fox. She's the entrepreneur of the wig game, Vivica Fox. Now, Vivica she didn't hit some M's, and when you hit M's and you still got a 1335 John Street mentality, you can be extra at times. You can be. So check out what she just said when TMZ caught up with her.
Do you feel like now is the perfect time to have the conversation that Taraji kind of continued over Monique? You're an actress, you've been out there. Is this the perfect time to kind of talk about that in the right platform?
Darling, to each his own. Do you know what I mean? I'm very happy, very blessed. And to each his own. I didn't have that experience, so, but to get your piece out is important. I totally understand that. And I love my girls for looking out for each other. But I'm good.
She said for each his own. I didn't have that experience coming through it. I guess they all have a different story to tell. Vivica Fox may have been okay with the kind of money she was making, or maybe she understood the game. Maybe she understood that the roles that was going to be for her paid the kind of money that she was supposed to get. And she wasn't expecting 5 million. She wasn't expecting 10 million. We could sit back and say she settled. Maybe she didn't settle. Maybe she played the market for what the market was, what her value was. Maybe she clearly understood that, hey, I could get in some of these B movies and I can beat their ass to death. I could $250,000, $500,000 they ass to death. I just don't remember Taraji P. Henson, and y'all don't think I'm jumping on her. I just want y'all to keep your memories open and unclog them for a minute. I don't remember her complaining when she was being paid by Lee Daniels and them for doing Empire. Did she come up and say anything about she wasn't making enough money when she was? I think Jesse Smollett was making $150,000 an episode, a show. He was making $150,000 a show. So he was making well over $1 million a season. I don't think any of them were complaining, but I also know they had a Fox budget. See what I'm saying? You can't go over to you can't go over to Ice Cube and think you about to make $4 million for a show. You just can't do it. Cube ain't got that kind of budget. Cube paying He paying the cameraman. He paying the guy who holding the microphone over everybody's head and shit. You know, the microphone that come down over their head that you can't see in the screen. The guy with the feather, he holding it. He paying all of them out of his pocket daily. He'll tell you the story. Vivica Fox then opened up businesses. I don't know nothing about her hair game, but I didn't walk into a hair store or two and seen her face on the packet. First thing came to my mind was, damn, she a hustler. She understand. See, me, I'll be honest with you. I don't know enough about the hair game and the nail game and all that old shit, but one thing I don't understand is I don't understand why you can go from here damn near all the way down to Atlanta. You can go from Cincinnati, Ohio. Let's go up and go to Michigan, to the tip of Michigan, and drive from the tip of Michigan all the way down to the bottom of Florida, to Miami. And I guarantee you all the nail shops and the hair shops that we go get our products from, we don't own them. The majority of them we don't own. I never understood that. It's almost like, why would I go to Supercut and get my hair cut when I know my man Typey got a barbershop? You know what I'm saying? The dude that cut my hair. Why wouldn't I go to Typey's shop? Why did the brothers go get, and the sisters got the beauty salons? I get it. But why do we go buy our hair and our nails, get our nails done at the Asian shops, and we go buy the hair from the Asian? I don't understand that. For me, it looks like a grand opportunity for us and the market. Now, I have an admission. So nobody will think that I'm totally ignorant in this space. About 15 to maybe 20 years ago, I had the same thought in my mind. And the question that I had was what I have right now, but it was answered 20 years ago. There was a lady that I knew, her name was Linda, in the Cincinnati area. Some of y'all might know Linda. She is an Asian lady that owned a clothing store that sold wholesale hats and wholesale clothing over in Mount Healthy. I don't remember the street. I don't remember that street, but it was in Mount Healthy. And I watched Linda start out. I watched her start with a little bitty ass store, no bigger than my studio. And people would come in, spend dollars with her, buy sweat hoodies and all that on the wholesale level, and go out and sell them, flip their money, come back and see her. I understood all that. I watched Linda hustle. I watched where she got her product. She got all her stuff from overseas. So I understood this lady is on the grind. And I said to myself, I watched her bring in like the hair, like them hair packets that sisters have. I watched her bring in wigs. I watched her bring all that stuff in. And the first thing that came to my mind is, oh shit, I got to learn how to do this. I want to be on that level of the wholesale. I want to supply my folks to be able to open up stores. This was 20 years ago. What I learned, Mama Bert said jewelry. Yes. What I learned is Linda had a connection that I didn't have access to. She spoke the language of the people that I didn't have access to. All that hair and all that synthetic hair and all that stuff comes from overseas. It comes from overseas. It comes from somewhere where she speaks the language. I understood. It took me some time to get it back then. She had a supplier. She had people that spoke her language. She could buy the perms. She could buy the hair. Half of what I could. And I couldn't talk that language over there. But now let me tell you what changed. The internet changed that. So this probably was a little longer than 20 years ago. It was probably 25 years ago. The internet changed the game for people who said, they ain't gonna let us do that. We can't do this. We can't do that. See, what y'all don't understand is everything that the Asians can get here in America and sell and resell to us, we now have access to that. There is no excuse. The excuse that I had 25 years ago would stand, and it was good standing 25 years ago. But the last 10 years, no excuse. We should own every hair store. Sisters that have hair salons should have an extended hair salon where they have a hair salon and an annex that sells hair supplies, nets, bonnets, brushes, clippers, all of that. That's just because if you really want to keep the money within, those are the conversations that we would have. People don't really want to have that conversation because who am I to tell you what you should have in your hair salon? And I know a lot of sisters on here that have hair salons. And it might sound like I'm shooting a shot at you. I'm not. Because y'all know for a fact that what you do is you set up a couple brushes and some rollers and a couple bonnets over in the corner over there. And you don't look at the retail as an aggressive sale. You don't look at that as a real big money maker because you too busy doing hair. And I get it. I get it. I ain't mad at you. But there's a market for the accessories and the rollers and the brushes and the combs and the extended extensions. There's a market for it. And the Asians came into America and showed the blacks that we left a lot of money on the table. They started it and they're finishing it. But now we have access. So there's no excuse. Sorry. I know some of y'all gonna be like, oh, I got that. They in my DM right now. They in my box right now cutting me up for that. But it's the truth. If I knew that hair game, or if somebody came at me with a business plan and said, hey, I got this idea. Not one sister has ever come to me in all these years that I've been a capital adventurous. Not one has ever come to me. I've had a couple ask me about a hair salon and wanted to get, in the hair business and do that. But not one of them have ever come to me and said, I want to zone out retail stores selling hair and selling, beauty products to our community. Not one has ever done that. That's not a knock. That's just an actual fact. And maybe I'm just not the guy that they come to or go to for that. But shit, the same one that would come to me about opening up a restaurant or opening up a damn hair salon or opening up a cell phone store or something like that. I don't know why you wouldn't come to me about opening up a black hair product store. The products are easily accessed now. It's been that way for many, many years. We just left money on the table. Y'all didn't let the damn Arabs come in here and sell hot wings and white teas. Some of them still got beepers. I don't understand why we don't capitalize on the market. We have to stop being customers. We have to learn how to be the seller sometime. There's only two people in this world, sellers and buyers. Stop being a buyer. We got to learn how to be sellers. That's just my opinion. Shoot me later. It's 2024. That's my Cat Williams. Y'all know that's my new thing. Every time I say some real shit. Every time I say something that's sensitive, people don't like it, I'm going to say, hey, that's my cat. That's 2024. That's my Cat Williams. So, let me get on this real fast. Let me get on this. What is that? Kevin Samuels. Since they was talking about this on the radio, let me show y'all what I got here. And, let me see. Here we go. Here we go. I need to know from my sisters in my last 45 minutes. I guess I got about 30 minutes left on the show. Can we do a U-turn? Can we U-turn the show and go back to the conversation about the white women and the black women and the white women are born to think that they man are perfect or some old shit that was said and the black women don't trust they man and all that shit. Let me just say this. White women know they men ain't shit either. All right, sis, don't fall for that. They know they man ain't no better than us. They just tolerate it. They know they man got a side piece. That's why they got one. They know that they man is fucking with the secretary at work. It's been that way since the Hollywood Squares days. It's been that way. All right, so don't sit back here thinking because white women are married more at a higher successful rate than black women. That's not it. We're gonna talk about why white women are more that they're more prevalent to get married over a black woman. And you know who I'm gonna bring my man Kevin Samuels back at y'all. Okay? I'm gonna bring him back out because I want to know if this is true. I don't know. I don't want you to tell me if it's true. I just want you to listen because I know the truth in what's being said right here. And sisters, y'all might want to tag somebody because this might be the last time you ever watch Wyatt show. And when the last time you watch Wyatt show, you might have to tell your friends, see, this is why I stopped watching this show. Listen to this bullshit he's saying. Listen to this bullshit. So it's my fault. It's my fault I don't have a man. It's my fault. It's my fault. Oh, no. But I think Kevin Samuels broke it down right. Check this out.
I appreciate what you do. I think you're great for men, but I got a question for you. You are not putting in the fact that not all men are great men, and
You pick them.
toxicity and
You pick them.
dysfunction.
You pick them.
Absolutely.
So I don't want to hear
Absolutely.
it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear how all men aren't great men. You pick who you let in your body, and you pick who you make a baby for. So I don't want to hear how bad they are, because I'm sorry.
No,
I know too many. So what's the
there.
question? Not all men are great men. I want to talk about the men you women choose.
But
I don't want to talk about
my
anybody else
question-
other than men you women choose.
Absolutely,
Then
absolutely.
what's
And
the
not
question?
everybody ends as they began. That's the field I'm in.
So what's the
right?
question? What's the
So
question?
my question. Okay, so my question for you is, how do you add that variable into the advice that you're giving people?
How do I add what variable in? What's the variable?
That you have to like have a 2-parent household and be married for somebody to somebody, and because that's what it should be. Like, that's what you're saying. Like, that should be.
No. Yeah, I don't know what you think you just said, but I need you to ask you. You ask me to answer a question. What variable are you asking me to add in?
The variable of toxicity, dysfunction.
Toxicity and dysfunction have nothing. Oh, look, ma'am.
Okay.
You're talking about the toxicity. You pick. If you don't know how to pick, no, ma'am, here's how you put that in. Relationships are reflective. If you pick toxic, whatever, then that's on you. It's your responsibility. You deal with the outcome. You don't blame him for being toxic. That's what you picked. That's your problem.
That's fair. I agree.
So I'm not going to add in the variable for over people over here. I'm going to say pick better. But see, picking better requires you to have a calibrated picker. Picking better requires you to actually have somebody helping you, guide you, and outside of your own feelings of what you want and subjective truths. Picking better requires picking stuff that's not atavistic, that he's hot, he's got a six-pack, he got a big Johnson. No, he's boring, he got a job in a 401k and potential. See, you ladies, women have known how to pick since the beginning of time. It's just in the last 50 years, you ladies have tried to pick based upon your feelings and what makes you happy. And it doesn't work. You pick the worst and you reproduce with them. See, the problem is not picking the men. The problem is reproducing with them, making children with them, and then throwing this chaos out into the community and then asking men like myself and everybody else to address it later. Don't have their babies.
Uh-oh. I don't think a lot of women ever heard it that way. I just don't think a lot of women have actually heard it that way. I don't think y'all ever heard it that way. Now, let me just say this to you before y'all get to thinking, I'm on some BS or whatever. Truth of the matter is, ladies, the ones that are here on the show that's been riding and dying and been with me on this show since, we started with 4 and now we got a few more. Hold on. Y'all know for a fact, I've always said exactly that. I didn't say it like that. But y'all know I've always said, wait a minute, you make the decision. When the dude walk up to you and he that, yeah, baby, hey, baby, goddamn, you fine, Planet Fitness. When a dude like that walk up to you, you know to give him time or not. I keep trying to tell ladies all the time, stop trying to blame men for not being shit because you chose a no shit ass man. You had a baby with a dude who ain't shit. You can't tell me that you didn't know. Don't try to blame the baby, get magnified this ain't shit ass dude. Stop trying to act that way. Stop trying to act like, since after y'all had the baby, he turned out to not be no good. Get the fuck out of here. You liked Pretty Ricky when he wasn't shit. And Pretty Ricky didn't change after y'all had a baby. You just either thought the baby was going to make him stick around, or Pretty Ricky, I got some type of bond with him for the rest of my life now since we had this child. And then you run around and talk about men ain't shit. Are these the same men ain't shit from the women who think that they can't trust black men? Is that what it is? Is that why we have a 70 percentile of single mothers in our community? Is that it? I know the number. See, I don't care about the numbers and shit. The numbers, I've been on the same number scale since I started Wyatt Live. It's only gone up. If it start going down, that means I'm telling the truth for people that can't handle it. I ain't worried about that. I don't get paid for this shit. See, if this was about getting paid, I'd have stopped this shit a long time ago. And everybody know it. This ain't about money for me. See, a lot of people can't say that. They crash and burn when the money ain't there and all that. A lot of people can't say that. But the bottom line is, Kevin Samuels just told you the same thing that I've been saying since 2020. And I say, ladies, wait a minute, stop talking like that. Stop saying that men ain't shit because you chose a man and he ain't, he don't turn out to be the way you thought he was. You knew that. Let me give ladies, fellas, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me, okay? I'm about to give them a piece of some real shit, okay? I'm gonna give them a little bit of something that they need to do. And it's gonna mess a lot of y'all up, fellas. If you still out here playing, stop playing. But it's gonna mess a lot of y'all up. Ladies, let me give you a hint. It's too late for some of y'all. Okay, it's just too late for some of y'all because y'all didn't already had. Okay, pass this information to your young ones. Pass this over to your grandbabies, your girls, your daughters, if you got young ones, or your grandbabies that's young and about to be dating. Ladies, let me explain something to you, what you need to do. If your daughter, I tell my daughters this all the time, so I'm gonna use myself. If Ross says don't do it, Wyatt, I got you, bro. I gotta redeem myself for speaking truth. See, when you say some raw shit and you hurt people's feelings, you got to give them something that they can recover off of. You don't go to the doctor, spend $900, and he don't give you just some prescriptions of some aspirin. He got to prescribe you something to make you feel like you spent your money on something. So let me give you this prescription. Ladies, pass this information to your daughters right here. Stop looking at that young man or that boy or that man for who he is. You know who speaks more than anything he can do for you? How he treats his family, how he treats his mama, how he treats his grandmother, how he treats his aunts, how he treats his sisters, how he treats the women in his life that he's supposed to love. And then you have to look at the background of this young man. If this young man can, and this is going to sound a little hypocritical because I come from a family where it was very few women in my family that were married. Very few. I can count on one hand out of the 10 hands that I could hold up family members. I can count on one hand how many of them were married. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Your soon-to-be husband is going to be no different. In most cases, not in all cases, there's an exception to all rule. Your soon-to-be husband or your little boyfriend that you rocking with, that you want to call your fiance or whatever, he's not going to be too much further away from how he was raised. Yeah, I know. It's obvious. Nobody really says it, but I'm saying it right here on the air. Most guys who mama then dated a bunch of dudes and out there in the streets and doing what they doing, they got a son that's going to do the same shit. Y'all get mad at me because I say this, and I heard the argument on the radio the other day when somebody said, that's ridiculous what people say. I swear that was the one time I thought my name would come up on the radio because for almost 4 years now, I've been saying on my platform, women cannot raise sons. You can't raise them to be a man. Some people don't understand what I'm saying when I say that because it sounds like a shot. My mama raised me, but she didn't turn me into a man. She just didn't do it. How do I know how to be a man from a woman that ain't got a man? Explain that to me. Logically, what my mama gonna say her idea of a man is, and then she's gonna show me how to be that way. How my mama gonna show me how to be a man? Now, she can teach me how to be polite. She can teach me how to be respectful. She can teach me how to do all the things. She can teach me how to want somebody like her. Guess what y'all call them type of men? Mama's boys. Soon as a woman find a man who love his mama so much, the first thing y'all want to do is get away from his ass. Wait a minute. I ain't gonna be competing with this bitch. His mama always in our business. You know why? Because his mama taught him how to love her, not you. He'll never love you like he loved his mama. His mama taught him how to love her, not no mama love. This might sound a little weird to some people, but I'm talking about his mom. He wants somebody like his mama. He don't want you. That's some weird shit, Wyatt. Well, this is my 2024. This is my Cat Williams. Just being honest. Women can't raise men to be men. They can raise respectful guys to be respectful guys. They can teach you how to hold the door. They can teach you how to, but you can't, a woman can't teach you what a man can teach you about a woman. Because a woman don't even recognize her flaws and the things, her that Venus, men from Venus, women from Mars shit. You mean to tell me a woman that's from Mars is going to teach you about Mars? No, it don't work that way. You need somebody from Venus to teach you how the Mars people act. Because if you taught by Venus, then you're gonna act like Venus. Venus is gonna be in your blood. So stop that shit where y'all think I'm capping or I'm making a no. Listen, do you know how hard it is for me to say? Well, I was raised by a grandmother, and nobody was married, and none of them taught me. They loved me to death and taught me how to be respectful, taught me to comb my hair and stay clean and this and this and that. They taught me everything I needed to know to be a functioning, guy, man, or whatever. But they didn't teach me how to be a man. Not one of them taught me how to deal with a woman. Not one of them. Not one of them taught me how to be a husband. Number one, how you gonna teach me how to be a husband and you ain't got one? How you gonna teach somebody how to drive and you ain't got no driver's license yourself and you don't really be driving? You gonna teach somebody how to drive while y'all both sitting on the bus? You see how to drive and you see how when he get to the stoplight, see how he flick his flicker on because the bus about to turn. That means you got to see at the light, you have to stop, you have to pause. That's called yielding, son. You're going to have to yield one day when you become a driver. I know y'all understand what I'm saying. Some may not agree. Kevin Samuels just said it. He said it. This lady wanted to go in so bad and make it the men's fault that she ain't got no good man and all that old shit. Let's watch it again.
I appreciate what you do. I think you're great for men, but I got a question for you. You are not putting in the fact that not all men are great men and toxicity and dysfunction.
You pick them.
Absolutely.
So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear how all men are great men. You pick who you let in your body.
You pick who you let in your body. And I love the excuse that some women make up and be like, but I didn't know he was that way till after we start having well, then you need to wait a little longer. Then you need to wait. You need to make sure that this is the person where if I make a mistake like my sister Teresa did, or my cousin Valerie did, or my oldest sister Peaches did, how many mistakes got to be made right in your face where you can't feel like an excuse is played out? So all these women out here talking about men ain't shit. But wait a minute. If we ain't shit, what that make you?
And you pick who you make a baby for. So I don't want to hear how bad they are. Because I'm sorry.
No,
I know too many. So what's the question? Not all men are great men. I want to talk about the men you women choose. I don't want to talk about anybody else other than men you women choose.
Absolutely. And not everybody ends as they began. That's the field I'm in.
So what's the
right?
question? What's the question?
Okay, so my question for you is, how do you add that variable into the advice that you're giving people?
How do I add what variable in? What's the variable?
That you have to have a 2-parent household and be married for somebody to somebody, and because that's what it should be. That's what you're saying. That should be.
No. Yeah, I don't know what you think you just said, but I need you to ask you. You ask me to answer a question. What variable are you asking me to add in?
The variable of toxicity, dysfunction.
Toxicity and dysfunction have nothing. Oh, look, ma'am.
Okay.
You're talking about the toxicity. You pick. If you don't know how to pick, no, ma'am. Here's how you put that in. Relationships are reflective. If you pick toxic, whatever, then that's on you. It's your responsibility. You deal with the outcome. You don't blame him for being toxic. That's what you picked. That's your problem.
That's fair. I agree.
So I'm not going to add in the variable for over people over here. I'm going to say pick better. But see, picking better requires you to have a calibrated picker.
Picking better requires you to have a calibrated picker. That is a bar. That is a bar. Y'all might not, y'all think Jay-Z and all them rappers be saying some shit. That is a bar. You pick them. You pick them. And it starts early. This shit started early. Y'all been picking the head of the class, the clown of the class. You've been picking the dude who mama raising 7 kids on her own. You've been picking the popular dude your whole life. You pick these clowns. And guess what? Ladies, I'm going to give you a piece of information, and I'm sorry, fellas. Yeah, y'all going to say, well, Wyatt, you kind of dogging us today. Maybe so, I don't know. I got a secret to tell the ladies. Fellas, close your ears for a second, because this one going to be a little sting. It's going to sting a little bit when I tell this truth. Okay? You got 3 seconds. Let me take a sip. And for those that think, I'm on my Cat Williams, it's 2024. So I'm going to sip like Cat did, but y'all know I'm sipping on Pepsi. Okay, Shannon. Okay. Listen. Ladies, I got a secret to tell you. You better hit the tag and the share or whatever. And the old heads probably already know this, but y'all don't want to admit it. And you probably will admit it. Ladies, y'all control the show. You control it. Y'all don't want to hear this because then you have to take accountability. But just like if you see a dude and he come on to you at the damn farmer's market and he's a lame, you know he a lame. Oh, he look like he got a 401k, he look like he got a good job, but he don't look fun. He don't look fun. You know you just passed up somebody that you can possibly have a 401k and a retirement plan with, but it don't matter to you. You want to have somebody that's fun, exciting, and all that old shit, right? I know a lot of y'all who did that. Now, let me just say this to you. Ladies, you control that. That same dude that's fun, exciting, and all that old shit, he could be just like the farmer's market dude. You control that. You control that. Ladies, the old cliche is you can't change a man. That's a damn lie. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If a man want you enough, he'll do what it takes to get you, to keep you, to have you. But if he don't want you enough, he'll do just enough to get you. And if all he has to do is just enough to get you, then guess what? He won't be around long. He just wanted you for a moment. A man that'll change himself and resurface himself and willing to show you progress in his life, make sacrifices, do certain things in his life, willing to be the 401k guy, willing to go to work every day, willing to put the work in, willing to be that family-oriented man, willing to set up goals with you too and do all this, make you part of his life. If you want a man to do all of that, all you got to do is make a man be that way. And the only man that's willing to be that way for you, ladies, is the man that really want you. The man that don't necessarily want you, he just wants you for the moment. He ain't gonna go through all of that. So don't give him the chance. Don't give him enough room to trick you. Because guys will do it. Oh yeah, baby, shit. I'm gonna put you on my on my retirement plan over at the shit. Tyrone and them talking about busting up a union and shit. We about to put this union. We about to do this. I'm gonna add you to my life insurance policy. When we get one, I'm gonna put you on there. Ladies, y'all control the show. Y'all control the show. I'm going to give you something that I've said before, and it makes so much sense to what I'm saying now. It calculates to what I'm telling you now. When I was a kid, and when I say kid, I mean a grown-ass man. Do anybody remember these days? I remember saying this before. Y'all remember when we would leave school, like high school, and guys, we hustled, we got to the money, and we thought it was slick to say that our girlfriends was up at Cincinnati State, or it was CTC at that time, or she was off at college, and we out here hustling, we getting money, we doing the money thing, we flipping money, we doing this, we doing that, but she's at school. She's at work. She's moving up at the job. She was doing productive things in life, and we was out here scribbling and scraping and trying to get money and hustling and shooting at the dice games. We was doing things to get money because that's what was impressing her. See, if she never wanted a dude like that, y'all would have never been together. All I'm saying to you is this, ladies. If you want a better man, you have to require a better man. You got to set the bar for a better man, because a man will be what he need to be for you if he really want you. A lot of fellas don't want to hear that shit. A lot of them already dogging me and saying some other shit. But you're looking at a man that's been with a woman for 30 years. All right, so y'all can argue and fight and fuss and talk all that old shit all you want to, but you talking about a man who said, look, and it go the other way, fellas. Y'all know that shit to be true, man. What man want a woman that's out there doing things behind our back and all that old shit and acting a fool and acting like how men used to be, how men can be and all that? We don't want that either. So what do we look for? We look for a good girl. What man look for a badass chick that ain't shit? What man looks for a woman that ain't shit? Who want to marry an ain't shit ass woman? So fellas, let's be fair. What's wrong with a woman wanting a good man? If we require our women to be truthful, fair, committed to us, faithful, and all that old shit, what's wrong with me explaining to women how they can find a man that's willing to give them that same thing? This ain't Steve Harvey saying this shit. I ain't been married 3 times. I ain't got 13 stepchildren from all these old women and pimping my other stepdaughter out and all that. You're talking to a man that's been with a woman for 30 years. You're talking about a man that's who raised a whole black family by, with him and his wife. You're talking to a man that has 2 daughters that don't want to see his daughters with the type of men that I'm talking about. You're talking to a man who raised his children, his girls, to make those type of decisions that I'm bringing to the platform right now. See, that's the difference between I'm on my Cat Williams shit right now. It's 2024. Us real motherfuckers got to start stepping up and telling the game and not caring who's willing to counsel us. Us real motherfuckers got to stop being scared of the popular dudes and scared of the people that just want to be entertained and don't care about the liars and the people that's out here saying and doing the wrong shit. And in order for us to be relevant as the good guy, we just got to get along with the get along crew. I'm not doing that. And I ain't never been that way since I started this. Cat just gave the good guys some ammunition. Truth of the matter is, I ain't never said nothing no different than what I'm saying now. Cat ain't put no battery in my back. He just kind of justified some of the things that I've been saying. We love Steve Harvey. We love Cedric the Entertainer. We love certain people, but we don't like to call them out when they do wrong shit. And if they willing to, Steve Harvey came out with a relationship book, and his relationships have been trash. Steve Harvey ain't. Come on now. I mean, I ain't trying to hate on him because, I ain't trying to do that. But the truth of the matter is Steve Harvey is a fraud. And here's the thing. Sometimes you got to save people from themselves. And you wonder what I mean by that. Let me tell you. Raj just said this. I ain't trying to pick on Raj, but I'm just going by a comment because I know he's being sarcastic. But I want to read this comment. Raj says, I don't want to be a player no more. Let me ask you something, Roz, and this ain't just for Roz. This is for the people to understand what was just said. And then all the things that I said, I'm a put it on what Raj just said. I don't want to be a player no more. How has that player shit ever worked out in the player kingdom that they call the player kingdom? How has that shit really worked out for us in our community? How has being a player worked out for us? And now let me ask you this. Is being a player not being selfish? Being a player is the most selfish thing that you can do because number one, when the shit fall apart, look at all the damage that it does. It hurt our women. It hurt our children. It hurt everybody for you being selfish at that moment. For you being selfish, it damaged people. It left me. It left you. It left some of our grandkids. It left our kids. It left everything. It left people. It left us fatherless from a few people being selfish. You know, the craziest shit in the world, y'all gonna think I'm a hater for saying this because that seems to be the way that you look at people that speak truth. This is 2024 and I'm on my Cat Williams shit right now when I say this. I want to make sure all my old heads that are getting married at 45 and 50 and, you know, all of y'all who getting married now, I want y'all to make sure you install all that in your grandkids and your kids before you sit up here and want people to clap for you. Because you now getting married, you didn't have kids all over the place. You didn't treated women like shit. You didn't treated men like shit. You didn't use men up. Now all of a sudden, two people, you want to get with somebody when you at the end of the line, and now you want to look down on those that did all the shit that you didn't did in your life. That just sounds bad to me. I just want to make sure that when you get married at 45, 50, 58 and shit like that, and ain't never done it before, I want to make sure that you teaching that lifestyle of being married and shit to your grandkids and your kids. Without sounding like a hater, I want to make sure you show them how great marriage life is, and you make sure you tell them how much of a dumbass you've been for 30 years, 40 years of your life, and make sure you let them know this is where it's at. I should have done this shit 30 years ago. I should have did this shit 30 years ago. I wouldn't have so many random ass kids out here. I wouldn't have that. And some of y'all might think I'm shooting shots. I got a daddy. I got a father that I know who's never met my children. Never met my children. I got two beautiful girls, two beautiful daughters. And I'll be honest with you, there's a strong possibility that if my daughter was to bring a dude home and his name was, let's just say his name is Tony. I'm just making it up for argument's sake. She bring home a guy named Tony right around her age. Guess what? We live in a world right now where I ain't sure if Tony even related to my daughter. What type of shit is that? Tony could be my daughter's cousin. Whose fault is that? Oh, this is getting too deep. I'm not saying this actually happened. But what I'm saying to you is when you got all these poppers that got all these he's a rolling stone, and y'all think all that player shit is slick. Look what it's got us. 70% of our black women are raising children on their own, and you think they raising men. My mother didn't raise a man. My mother raised a boy. I had a boy mentality till I was 30 years old. I didn't know how to be a man, and don't think I'm just speaking for me. A lot of us don't know. We think being a man is out here getting as many women as you can and having babies, and you think that's being a man. A man is somebody that the family can rely on and your woman look at as being strength. That's a true man. A man is not wearing matching tennis shoes with his son with the hats to the back. This my shorty. Yeah, this, not Junior. The other one is the Junior. This Tiffany's son. This our son. Me and Tiffany. Me and Tiffany. No, that's Cheryl you talking about. Me and Cheryl got Junior. That's the shit I went through as a kid. That's the shit I went through as a kid. My daddy had them lined up. I got a sister that I don't even know. on my father's side. And I swear I think I know her on Facebook because she got the last name of my father. We about the same age. And I'm like, I think that's my sister from my father and them side. I think, I'm not sure, but I think, yeah, she could. She do look like them a little bit. I'm living like that. That's that player shit. That's the shit we done condoned and co-signed, and we think it's the slickest shit in the world, and then we sit back and we want to. I heard it. I heard a lady on the radio today try to call in and confirm. She tried to, not confirm, pardon me, wrong word. She tried to justify why we live like that. I ain't gonna say her name out because I don't want to call her out. She might. I don't like to do that type of stuff. I'll just keep it at what it is, and y'all will understand why I tend to criticize certain places when I hear certain things. It's not that I dislike this lady, but I think she was wrong in the point that she made when she said, well, that's what's wrong with America. Now, you didn't put you didn't put the shit, our choices and how we choose women and what we choose to do. It's America's fault that black men treat their women like the way we do. It ain't America's fault. It ain't America's fault. Well, it's because the jobs, they didn't give us the jobs, and it's because she had every excuse to the motherfucker going to jail. What do you mean? You gonna say it's because we had to force our men out of the projects? Listen, first of all, a real man, if you had to live in the projects, a real man would go live in the projects with his family. James Evans did it. I'm just saying. James Evans was there and he worked at the car wash. He loved his family. I know it's a show. And I know, really, to be honest with you, I didn't see too many Evans families in the law homes where I was at. Anybody? Can anybody? I could say I seen an Evans family in the Faye. Maybe 2 or 3 of them, but the Faye wasn't better than downtown, but it was a little bit leveled up of a ghetto. It was a little leveled up. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We had grass in the Faye. We had garbage cans that we had to pull around the front, and it seemed like it was family oriented because you had an upstairs, downstairs, and it kind of looked like the suburbs. It was the suburb hood. So there was a different aura about the Faye. I have to admit that. And there were a few families, a mother and a father. I think Beanie and them, there was like 7 or 8 of them kids. Crystal will right know who I'm talking about when I say Beanie. I don't remember all of them. But it wasn't too many. But a real man, look, Ed Dixon said the Stone family on Army Avenue. I gotta respect that. Don't sit back and say that the government made our men run from our women. That's a bold-faced fucking lie. Your men ran away from their families. They ran away from their responsibilities. Didn't nobody tell the motherfucker, look, you can't live here with her. No, what they told you is you're a well-bodied man. You have the ability to go out and get a job, and your rent is going to be based on your income. So if you live here with Teresa, y'all rent gonna go up. But you rather sit around and sneak in the house after 9 o'clock when the rent office closed and all this old shit. Talk about that's my cousin, that's my uncle and them. He only gonna be here for me. You got all these excuses and all that old shit so your rent won't go up $75, $80. You got all this shit to say, but a real man gonna stand on his feet and he gonna say, well, all right, fuck it. We paying $120 more until we get our paper up and we getting up out this hood. Now, I know I got a brother that I know that I respected more than a lot of people that lived in the hood, and he took care of his family, and his name was Reuben. I'm going to put a name on this. Reuben had some kids. He lived in Lincoln Courts. He was cool with my father. They knew each other, same age type shit. He probably a little younger than my daddy, not that much. Reuben had twins. He had 3 other boys. It was like 5 or 6 of them in the Lincoln Courts. Reuben went up to work every day. Now, Reuben had hustle in him. He's an old head now. He understands where I'm going with this. I looked up to Reuben because he did both things. He worked and hustled. That was the type of guy that I love being around because he got up every day and went and worked at the bakery. He got up every day and went to the Day-O Bakery. He worked at the Day-O Bakery. Y'all know what I'm talking about down off Lynn. These be real stories. I'm on my Cat Williams shit. It's 2024. Ruben went to the bakery every day and worked, but he also hustled. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. But guess what Ruben had? Ruben had a family. Ruben had a wife at home, and they had 5 kids. And Ruben wasn't going nowhere. Ruben wasn't going nowhere. That was his woman. I was cool with his kids. We was all friends, everybody. And I looked at Ruben like, damn, they lucky they got a daddy in the house. And you just didn't see that often in the projects. No offense to those that, listen, for those that live in the suburbs and live in different areas, the Bond Hill or whatever you want to call it, this is nothing against you guys. I'm just saying that when you live in a certain area, when you live in a demographic, when you live in the projects, you didn't see family-oriented stuff. You just didn't see it. You very seldom seen Rubens. You very seldom seen the Dixons. You just didn't see it. Not many, yeah, LaDonna said butternut. Yeah, not many of my friends had daddies at home. So who did all the disciplining? The mamas. Our mothers disciplined us. So when you have a woman disciplining you as a young boy, just think about how that must interact, how that must take onto a young man who's going through who's going through puberty, who's reaching up into the scale of becoming a man. You want a woman who has raised you, disciplined you. She did all the things in the world that she possibly can do for you, but she has never taught you how to be a man. She can't. It's impossible. And you want that same woman who don't have a husband to teach you how to be a husband. I'm going to tell you a secret. A lot of y'all ain't going to like it. You're going to think I'm being an elitist. You're going to think this shit is all about me. But one of the things that I wanted to make sure that when I found me a woman, one of the things I look for. Now, you can get mad. You can get mad. One of the things that I look for, I wanted a woman that came from a family. I wanted a woman that knew what a father was, knew what a mother was. I wanted a woman who had, I want a husband type of mentality. I wanted a woman who learned how her mother could be faithful to a man and how her man could be faithful to her. That's what I looked for when I was a young man. And unfortunately, I didn't get those traits from my parents or from my mother or my father or my grandmother or anything like that. I got that from other people that I seen out. You know what I'm saying? I would see things and I said, well, what do I need to do to be like that? Because all my friends, here's the crazy thing. At 14 years old, I had buddies of mine that I grew up with that already had babies on the way. 15 years old, I had a friend of mine, one of my best friends, already had a baby. And you know what? By the time I was 16 years old, these same friends of mine who babies are now 1 and 2 years old, pushing strollers, getting Jordans and shit to match their Jordans, and they think this shit is kind of cool because they would go by and see the kid on the weekends. And now they starting to find out some of them kids ain't really even theirs. Damn, I'm on my Cat Williams shit. It's 2024. Let me say that again. They find out some of these kids ain't even theirs. They looked at me back when we were 14, 15. Now that I'm 16 years old, they looking at me with they got a 1-year-old, a 2-year-old, and they looking at me and they asking, what's wrong with you? You ain't got no babies yet? The fuck is wrong with you? I mean, like I had a problem. They treated me, they acted me. I mean, we was all cool. We was cool. I ain't take it personal, and I wasn't, it was almost like you looking at me like I'm something, like I'm slow. Fuck wrong with you, Rand? You ain't got no babies yet? Fuck wrong with you? Oh, you must like boys. What the fuck going on, bro? What the fuck? No. Number one, That's one thing my mama always told me. They easy could tell you wrap up, all that old shit, but that ain't teaching you how to be no man. My mama tell me to wrap up. That she didn't tell me a lot of other shit. But all I'm saying to you is, how is it that you looking at a 15-year-old kid who won't have no babies yet, and his surrounding is making him feel kind of odd because he ain't got no babies yet? Y'all know I went to Withrow High School. When I was in Cincinnati, I was in the 10th grade, maybe the 11th grade. And when I sat in class, I sat in history class, Mr. Brown class, for y'all that may know. Mr. Brown was the coolest teacher. He looked like George Jefferson. We used to call him George Jefferson. I sat in Mr. Brown class. Some of y'all heard this story before, and it's real. I sat in Mr. Brown class, and I had two girls sitting next to me. Both of them were pregnant, big kind of pregnant. And I'm saying to myself, damn. And here's the thing, whether we want to hear it or not, fellas, chances are them two young ladies that sat next to me in history class, those two, because they was cute. Both of them. One of them was fine. Y'all know the difference. Fellas, the one over here on the left, on my left, Katrina was fine. Excuse me, she was beautiful. She was a really cute girl. The other one was just fine. She was developed. But I can tell you what they both had in common other than being pregnant. And this is going to be a little bit where anybody that want to attack me, anybody who wants to attack me and who wants to say, well, you don't really know, stop being so judgmental. Well, the law of gravity tells me what I'm about to say to you is true. Chances are, high chances, 90 percentile chances, are both these girls that sat in my classroom. Both of them raised those children alone as single mothers. And I used to say, before I had children myself, before I had girls, before I had children myself, I would always say what I'm saying now, and that is a mother can't raise no son. But now let me explain something to you. Now that I have girls, I don't think a woman could raise a woman. I don't think a woman can raise a girl. I think a man is so important in both a man or a boy's life and a girl's life. And now that I've lived it, I understand the difference between how I raise my daughters and how my wife raised our daughters. Fellas, we are pivotal in our children's life. We are absolutely pivotal in our lives, in the son's and the daughter's life. Guys, we have to be there for our sons to teach them how to be a man. And fellas, we got to be in our girls' lives, our daughters' lives, to teach them how to choose a man. You got to be that for them. And if we're not doing that, then we're not being men. We got to treat our women right. Peace and love. I'll see you guys. That's my time. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 1 o'clock.
Treat 'em like they wanna be my feelings? I don't know, so that's why I ask. Maybe it's true that I set myself up, but then again, it's the question I ask. I want someone for me who is straight, a kind of cutie, yes, yep, a smart mate. I've been around searching for the right one, but it seems like a waste of my time. Every time that I meet the right one, it seems as if she plays with my mind. So it makes me on the defense side, because my offense is sort of slow. It doesn't pay to tell someone I love you, because in my vocab, I love you is a no-no. I think I'd given, my feelings they show. I think I'd better not look back. I've been down a little too long, and now it's time that I get on track, so I must treat them like they wanna be treated. Treat them like they wanna be treated. You should treat them right. I like to mingle when I do mingle. I love to mingle when I do flirt. I get on in and tell the stories about my past, and that's when it hurts. But I need to find only a lonesome lady type who wants me for self. A woman who wants me because I'm father, not for the fame or for my wealth, so I can show her how I feel. Yeah, ladies, I'm not that picky, but being picky is just for self. I must protect what I respect, and that is me and not someone else. I've been mistreated up on the downhill. Back in the days I used to be strong, I used to flirt, hurt, kinda jerk. Get the cash, the sex, then I'm gone. But payback is a mother, and now I don't know who to trust, so I just treat them like they wanna be treated. That's all you need to do. Yeah. You know, women, yeah, they tell me I'm lovely and cuddly, but I just don't understand why they wanna play with my feelings. But it won't happen again. Nah, never. So listen, ladies, I'll treat you how you treat me back in return. I'm not rude, no, I'm not stuck up, but my feelings are my main concern. So don't think that I've given, because now I know how to show my feelings when I get involved. I'll take it slow before I say oh no. I'll treat you like you treat me. I'll be straight, loyal, and all, so don't take advantage of father, because I'll step up but not crawl. So give me what you can give me, love, attention, a lot of respect. I don't ask for a whole lot, but I'm gone if you wanna step. That's why I like to take it slow, not rush, because I want more for next time that I fall in love. You best I'll be sure. So ladies, now y'all know how I'm living, and y'all know what I'm about, and that's the end. So if you feel you can fit, come and give it a shot.
Treat you